Welcome everybody to ESC Fan TV. It's a Sunday night, which can mean only one thing. It's a Melfest Sunday, people. Oh, yes it is. And our panel are back here tonight to take you through all of the stuff that went down in Sweden, in the Friends Arena, not the Avicii Arena. We've moved location this week. Last night in Stockholm. Yeah, what a show it was. 4 Melodifestivalen heats we've covered. This is the 4th, and we've got plenty more to talk to you about. But tonight it's all about Heat 4. And if you're new to the show, a little bit about what we're going to do. We're going to take you through all 7 songs. We're going to start with the song which finished dead last. Then we're going to work our way through to the song that won last night's heat. But before we get there, I'm going to say hello to our panel. So first of all, let me say a very good evening to my, oh my God, what the hell did I let myself in for, co-host. It's Elliot. How are you, Elliot?
I'm good, and yes, I've been given literally 5 minutes warning to know that I'm pushing the buttons. Pray for me, guys, please. But yes, The last heat, we now know all 28 songs and a better idea of who could actually win in Sweden, which is always fun to see 2 weeks of people arguing online now.
Yeah, I know, we're well into it now. Talking of pushing buttons, someone who pushes your buttons is Gustav. How are you doing, my friend?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing great. I'm super excited about this show. Let's do it.
Yeah, me too. It's weird, isn't it, how quickly the Eurovision season kind of unravels. We're well into it now. Someone told me we're over halfway. Wow. Where the hell did the time fly? Moving from Sweden, we're going to go all the way to Belgium and say a very good evening to Alina.
Hello. Hello.
Good to see you. Let's go back to Sweden. We're going to the other side of Sweden tonight. We're going to Malmö. It's Jeanette.
Yes, we're going to the best part of Sweden, which is the south, where I live. So I want to say hello, and all of you out there, Ukraine is in our hearts. So please help them as much as you can. We love them.
Thank you. Well said, Jeanette. From Malmö, we're going back to the UK now, and we're going to say a very good hungover evening to my friend who's been out partying all night. Bit like me, actually, just in different locations. Good evening, Sean.
Hi. I think I can hold through this with my voice. It might crack at some point, but too much singing last night and dancing and drinking and merriment. And I've had to rewatch Melfest again today because even though I watched it last night in the hotel room before I went out, I could hardly remember a thing. So, so I had to sit through it twice. So have pity on me.
Well, we won't, but thank you, Sean, and welcome to my panel. But without my panel, with my panel, we want to also welcome our chat room, and you'll be pleased to know it's Elliot that's in the chat room with you tonight. So be nice to him, chat away, make friends, make love, whatever you'd like to do. Hello, James, and enjoy tonight's festivities. It's all about the 7 songs. Thank you, Elliot. And we're going to get into it. But most importantly, we want to hear your opinions, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on demand. Leave your comments in the show chat room, but also on the comments section of this video. And click the like button or the dislike button if you don't like it. We want to hear from you. Time to start the show. This is the first song of the evening. We're going now to Malin Christin with the song Synd om dig. Unfortunately came dead last. She's a singer-songwriter, and if you didn't already know, you might recognise this little young lady. That's right, it's Victoria from a few Melfests ago. She's very well known on the Swedish circuit, but also very well known with the Melodifestivalen fans, of course. Also, worth noting, it's all star-studded today. Malin was a co-writer on the song Je me casse, or Jimmy Case, as I call it, by Destiny in last year's Eurovision. It was a stunning ballad. She sat performing on piano. I want to hear what my panel thought of it. Let's go first to the one, the only, the ballad lover of ESC Fan TV. That's right. Jeanette, what did you make of tonight's song, or last night's song, by Malin Christin?
To be completely honest, I can't even remember the song. That's how... I can't remember it. Not a single tune. So probably I didn't like it. I was tired yesterday, but yeah, I think someone else has given it a good review. It's not going to be me. I'm sorry.
It's not going to be you. No problem, Jeanette. But let's go to, I was obviously kidding. Let's go to the real ballad lover. Gustav, there were 2 ballads in tonight's show. This one clearly didn't land with anybody. In fact, it finished dead last in almost entirely, or in almost all of the app votes, and of course the tele vote. What are your thoughts on this particular song? And also, what went wrong?
Look, it's not a bad song per se, but it's a really repetitive song, and even I had a problem with it. So that says something. However, with that said, I can see myself listening to this when I'm working on my writing or something like that. It's perfect for that, but it's not perfect for Melodifestivalen, and I think that's just why it did get last, because you need something more for Melodifestivalen, something a little bit extra. Her voice was amazing, though. I loved her voice, but the song didn't go anywhere.
I actually make you right there. I think that was how I summarized the song. It was nice, but it just didn't go anywhere. Just kind of plodded along, and in a competition, you need more than that. That said, I did like the projections on the piano, and I like the projections onto stage. I thought that looked really classy, actually. Sean, it was lacking something. I agree with Gustav. Phenomenal vocal. I felt really sad to see it only get 16 points, because it's definitely deserved more than that. But it just didn't have enough to sway a voter. What were your thoughts on it?
I completely agree with everybody. Yeah, it was boring. In fact, it was that boring, I went for a wee halfway through. And she did the same. In fact, when I rewatched it again this afternoon, I fell asleep halfway through that song as well. So yeah, second time around wasn't any better. I do like the projections on the piano. Like I said, that was probably one of the only good things about the whole performance, I'm afraid. But yeah, what a shame.
Thank you, Sean. Elliot, when I listen to this particular song, I think this could have been performed 2 ways. I think it could have been written as a ballad, and it was. But I also think it could have been written as an up-tempo entry. I think you could have moved it from a ballad to an up-tempo entry. And I wonder whether Malin would have had more to play with if it were up-tempo. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, potentially, but then it's a case of does her voice really suit being up-tempo? And I'm not convinced of that, to be honest. It was fine. There was nothing wrong about it, but at the same time, it was that sort of middle-of-the-road, inoffensive nice, which is the worst thing your song can be in a competitor sense, because then no one's going to vote for it, because everyone's like, oh, that's just nice. And so you end up being like 4th or 5th in everyone's voting choice, which she did. It's a shame, because obviously, being her Victoria's sister, there's clearly some talent in that family, and that's clearly something to watch out, being her sister. And obviously she's a good songwriter. She helped write Je me casse, which was my winner from last year. But this just kind of did nothing impactful last night, sadly. We're talking more about the projections, and she's Victoria's sister over the song. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, it could very well be. That said, the fact she's clearly a really, really strong songwriter and also singer. I mean, I'm not going to criticize the vocal. I thought it was stunning. I thought she delivered a really good performance. I just felt she had nowhere to go with the song. Alina, are you expected to see her back in the future? And, we haven't seen Victoria for a while now either. Both of them are clearly uber talented. Surely at some point we're due a Victoria or a Malin winner in Melfest.
I would love to see Victoria back in Melodifestivalen than now her sister, because it was, like Sean said, it was so boring. I had to go to the toilet.
And I fell asleep.
Yeah, and if she comes back, I hope she does a song that is good, like a sister. Like if it's in the family, they have to she needs to be like her sister.
Thank you, Alina. So, not a great start from the panel. It clearly didn't resonate with the panel as well as the voters. Elliot, what are the chat rooms saying?
So, haven't had massive love about this, sadly. Thomas is saying he can't remember the song, which is never good. And we've got Amir chiped in and said, unfortunately, it didn't do better. It was sweet. So there's some positivity. It was a sweet song in Amir's eyes, but...
It was.
Yeah. that's the thing, like, sweet songs haven't done well this year. If we look at it, like, Samira Manners as well, I think that's the closest we can compare it to was Samira from week 2, and that had the same fate, sadly.
You had to remind me of that monstrosity, didn't you? How the hell did that not manage to qualify? I was so angry. I still am. Don't remind me of that ever again, please, Elliot.
She's half British. She can come and do it next year because she sounds just like Kate Nash. It's fine.
Let me tell you,
adopt her next year.
I'd adopt the song and her right now for the UK. If you're listening, BBC, snap her up. Snap her up now. Do it now. Sign her. Thank you very much, Elliot. Right, we're moving on to song number 2. And this was a bit different. We haven't had pop-era in Melodifestivalen yet. Kind of had it, though, in Eurovision. Hello, Cesar from Romania. Swedish tenors Alexander Grove and Kalle Leander make up the duo Tenori. Mix of English and Italian lyrics. This was not what I was expecting from Sweden this year. It kind of took me by surprise. I didn't hate it, but I wouldn't say I was hugely hugely pleased with it either. Just thought it was sort of okay. And actually, when I listened to it, I thought, actually, I could sort of see After Dark, the famous Eurovision drag duo, perform this. I just didn't see two tenors singing this. Is basically what I'm saying. Let's go to Gustav. What are your thoughts on this particular entry?
My thoughts is that I have no thoughts. It's horrible. I was. This is like music for no one. I mean, who is supposed to listen to this after the show? No one, because it's like. No, I can't even speak because I'm so mad about this. This one should have been last because this was horrible. The worst song of the whole Melodifestivalen this year.
Really? Wow. In fairness, they performed it well. I thought their vocals were good. Jeanette.
Yes. Oh my God.
You love a guy, and we've noticed how thirsty you've become as the weeks have progressed in Melodifestivalen. Two for the price of one, my lovely. Take your pick.
Ooh, I think I'll pass and wait for something better. Sorry. Not my cup of tea at all. How can I say this without being too rude? They really tried hard taking all those notes, and then I really thought they were going to explode on stage like a big bang, and there would be nothing left of them. Horrific. I can't.
Not for you. Not for you.
And the only thing positive is not them. It's actually the backlights, that it was like lights, and that's the only thing I liked about them. So now I need some other guys.
You know the thing I found with it though, I'm not quite sure where Popera came from, because when I listened to it, it's a pretty decent Schlager entry, and I think you could have kind of slotted any kind of genre into this over the kind of as a filter over Schlager. You could have had After Dark as a drag entry. You could have had, I don't know, you could have probably given it to Nana Grönvall, for example, and you could have done something completely different with it, and it could still, maybe it'd been better. Sean, you love a Schlager entry. What on earth went wrong there?
I don't know, because I absolutely loved it. I thought it was good. It was as camp as a row of tents, though, wasn't it? I mean, let's face it. It's like if you ordered Alfie Boe and Michael Ball off Wish. That's what you would probably get. It's just an orchestral disco stomper. I love it. I love the sneakers. I love the voices. I love the sort of angelic choir backing vocals. I was grinning from ear to ear all the way through it. I'm gutted it didn't make the semi-final. I just thought it was one of the best 3 minutes of my life.
I hope not.
That's a bit of an exaggeration.
I was going to say
it's the best 3 minutes of the day. But it was really good. I enjoyed it.
Sean, I think you should spend 3 minutes questioning your life choices, my friend. But thank you very much for your comments. Elliot, I feel like you and me might be channeling the same energy here. I think they could have done something very different with this song. They chose Popera, and in fairness, let's be positive. The vocal was good. The backdrop was interesting, got a planet spinning all over the place, and they had decent chemistry, and that's kind of where my positivity ends, unfortunately. I feel like you could have done many different things with this song, and I think I've said that a million times on the last few minutes on this particular entry. What was your take on the song, and how could they potentially have elevated this or improved it in some way?
I mean, yes. Firstly, their voices were incredible, and someone who's grown up around opera through my grandparents being tenors and sopranos themselves is very impressive. It's part of the reason why I don't like Italy 2015, because I found that basic opera, whereas this was very impressive. But here's another positive. The over 60s love this, because their 210s came from the over 60s and the over 75s. So clearly it's one for the grandmas and granddads to make them swoon a bit. But yeah, this is not for a... I get why this sort of song is here, because every year we have this almost felt like the what's the word, the like lucky dip bag of the heat. Like you had a nice ballad, you had some Swedish house dance music, you had some, it's all the checklists of what Melodifestivalen puts in a show to give it that diversity was all tonight, or last night I should say. Here's the thing, it's not competitive at all. Like, this is not for a competitive competition, so no wonder it didn't go anywhere, because it's impressive. Put them on Swedish Got Talent, on Britain's Got Talent, oh yeah, they would do incredible, because they are a standout. But when it's a music competition and a singing competition, you've got to stand out in a positive light. Yeah, no, like, this was never going to appeal to anyone apart from that over 60s bracket. Like, opera isn't for everyone, it is divisive, and that's why it fell. Like, it was impressive, but it was never going to go anywhere, ever.
Thank you, Elliot. Well said. But just in case you're listening, Tenori, I think there's a lot of positivity around you guys and the vocal. Just the song didn't really match the genre, I don't think, or at least the melody didn't match the genre. I just really struggled with this one. Didn't think there was a very good match at all. Joan disagrees. She says, Tenori were fabulous. Can we put that back up, please, Elliot? Just what Schlager should be and would have had a great chance in Italy. Yeah, probably. I just felt it was lacking something. Alina, tell me I'm wrong. What were your thoughts?
My thoughts. You want to know my thoughts, Stuart? That was like, you had a double ganger. The whole 3 minutes, I was thinking, that is Stuart on Melodifestivalen with like black hair. I was like thinking the whole song, like, oh my god.
Looks nothing like me. What's she on about?
You look like that guy, I think. I mean, I'm probably wrong, but I think you look like that guy. And I forget about the song. I didn't listen anymore. I was like constantly thinking, that is Stuart on my television.
Okay, right.
Well, that was a compliment.
Was it? I'm not convinced. I think it's sort of, hanging in the balance a bit, but I'll take it. Thank you very much, Alina. Thank you, Jeanette. Right, you got the wink right. Yes, you did. Good stuff. Okay, let's move on to the third of tonight's entries. This was Angelino with The End. Back to the ballads again. Newcomer in Melodifestivalen, Angelino. He is a singer-songwriter, and he has been part of a recent songwriting camp which helped to develop this particular song. It's an emotional ballad. It's in the genre of Christian Kostov in Bulgaria 2017. The only question I would have really is whether it had the same level of emotion or the desired effect of emotion. Piss off, Donna. It's not. Do not like him. Moving on. Elliot, you can start this one. I like the song. I thought the vocal was good, although I felt there could have been a bit more emotion on stage to really, really elevate this song. Hashtag Donna.
Yeah, if you've got elevate on your drinking card, drink now.
She has.
Yeah, she's going to be on the floor soon then. Yeah, I think this main issue was between the big hitter of the night and the big surprise of the evening. So this just kind of got stuck in that unfortunate ground of good song, good song in Sweden's eyes. Also, yeah, you can tell this is from a songwriting camp, and you could just tell his performance felt very forced, let's say. So if we take the ballads we've had this year, which have gone through, which is, like Cornelia and John, this just felt incredibly forced, and it's very hard to believe a ballad or a moment like this when it does come from a songwriting camp of 7 people and they're all chipping in, and then he's been told to do this at this point, and it becomes robotic and plastic, and so the emotion is lost. I think that's what happened, unfortunately. He's a good singer. It's not a bad song by any stretch of imagination, but the performance was just a bit ballad by numbers. Everything we've seen before, there was nothing unique. I didn't get anything from him in this performance. Like, and as I keep going back to Cornelia, I got a lot from her and who she is as a person from her song. I got nothing from Angelino last night, sadly. I did think it was going to go through, but I can see why it didn't.
You see, I found this also a bit of a mismatch because I thought he sang it really well, but I was struggling with the staging and also what he was particularly wearing on the night. I just didn't see how it connected with the song. You know, you've got to have that overall package, and you saw that on some of the earlier songs. Talking of Cornelia, what she was wearing and the staging, or the sort of round green screen thingy that she had behind her, matched what was happening in the actual song itself. In this, I felt like it was a bit disorganised. Alina, what did you think?
I loved it. For me, it was the winner of the whole thing. I was like, Sweden, we found a winner. Oh my god, I'm so disappointed. And I love it so much. I love everything. Oh my god. Yes. I really love everything, like the staging, his shirt, the post-it on his shirt. I don't know what it's saying. I'm curious. I need answers. What is the post-it about? What is it? What is on it? I need answers, but I loved it. I loved it. I loved it.
Oh, I can tell you what the post-it was.
Your boyfriend doesn't watch it.
I can tell you what the post-it was. It was Jeanette's mobile number. She gave it to him before the performance started. Talking of which, Jeanette, was this one for you?
Oh, I can just agree with the chat room and with Elina. He's so damn cute. How can you not like him? He's adorable. You just want to kiss him and hug him and just keep him next to you all the time. Again, had great snuggles. Yes, we love him. I liked the song. I liked the staging. His voice was a bit off, but he was really, really nervous. But I hope to see him in Melfest more times, so he's a bit more experienced, and we can see if he's getting hotter for each year. The new Eric Sade. No, Eric Sade is on another level. Okay, Elina, it says the same level. No, I'll take Eric then.
Eric Sade is the king. No one can compare with Eric Sade.
Yeah, no one can touch Eric. No.
Yeah.
I really regret putting that comment on screen now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I was going to say. Can I just?
I'll take that one.
Eric Sade, like remember him without his shirt on and stuff.
Also, like,
oh god.
Fixed it. Good stuff. Go.
No, I was going to just ask, and I think this is a question that every single fan of ESC Fan TV or Swedish music in general wants to know, is that do Elina and Jeanette ever actually listen to the songs? Or do they just stare at the screen if there's a handsome man on? Okay, here's another question. Angelino's song, start singing it, go. I think I've been proven right. Let's go to Gustav.
It's about the whole package, not only the song.
I knew I was right on that. Gustav, this was a good ballad. It feels like I'm on my own when I say the staging didn't work, because I really didn't like the staging. I feel like I'm on my own here. What were your thoughts on this particular entry?
I have no idea how to follow up what just happened, but I'm going to have to side with the woman of this show. I think he's extremely cute, and I really like the song. I thought it would go to the semifinal for sure. What?
I love you.
Yeah, I don't have much to say that Elina and Jeanette haven't said already. So honestly, I don't know what to say.
So you think it should have qualified? Thank you, Gustav. Sean, I feel like I'm alone here. What are your thoughts on the song?
Well, yeah, it was a perfectly good song, nice ballad, nice voice, but there's not much else to say about it. It was just nice. I don't think it was good enough to be in Melfest. I think the standards dropped a little bit, to be honest, this year as far as songs are concerned. Yeah, I noticed that he's been to the Westlife school of sitting on and getting off stools, hasn't he? But it was quite obviously a non-qualifier. I think they just put it in there to fill in the time. But yeah.
I really like the actual song. I've listened to it a couple of times today. I just thought that the overall package could have been better. That was all. But anyway, our panel in general feel that maybe it should have been one of the qualifiers, at least to the semi-finals this year. Elliot, you're monitoring the chat room. Just a reminder to keep your comments coming in. What's happening in the chat room? Are they following the show? Is Donna completely drunk by all the words elevate that we've used so far this evening?
I think Donna's like thankfully not on the heart. Well, I've lost it now, but yeah, there we go. She would be on the floor if she was on the heart. So I think she's being sensible, which is a good idea for this show. Amir agrees that he's cute. Drink. Donna does say...
Just a second. Can we go back to that? It looks like Amir kind of agrees with me. The staging could have been slightly better. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Let's not be too critical on the song. Song's good. Staging could have been better.
Yeah, and so like I think Donna says it best. Like, hopefully, you can take this experience and run with it and get better. And I'm going to take this from Thomas. I'm allowed to ban any Elixada comment coming in the chat room. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas. You're my new favourite. Right, we're moving on to the first of the semi-finalists this evening. This is Lillasyster. They're back, second year running. The Swedish rockers made their mellow debut last year with the song Pretender. Sure, no one will forget that. It was an absolute riot on stage. This, though, is probably a little bit more poppy rock, I would say, and that's just my opinion. Yeah, certainly uplifting, and there's a great little sort of hooky melody going on there, hooky chorus. I would climb any mountain, but would Lillasyster climb any mountain for our panel? Let's find out what they thought about this entry. Let's start with Sean. Sean, this was definitely not as hard-hitting as last year's entry, with snakes jumping out of the screen at people. What did you make of this?
Yeah, like you say, not as hard-hitting as last year's. It's not really my cup of tea at all, to be honest, but they certainly gave it 100% on stage, didn't they, last night? I mean, what an energy-filled performance. And that obviously translated into the votes and into them getting, through to the semi-final. Yeah, probably well deserved as well. Yeah, it was okay, but not something I'd normally sit down and listen to.
It's funny because there's a couple of comments coming up. Here's one from WS. Thanks for your comment, by the way. They went out too strong with Pretender last year, too hard to top. I think that's it. Last year was really hard hitting in your face rock from Lillasyster. This for me felt a little bit more timid. And was more what I call digestible rock. It's more chart-friendly rock. Lena, you're a bit of a rock chick. What did you make of this?
I agree with the comment. Like, Pretender was so good, but I also feel like this song is more for Eurovision than a Pretender was. I can see this song actually be on Eurovision. Like, I'm gonna say something weird, but we had Måneskin, and now we have like the cute dads who do it like better, I don't know, but we had like the handsome boys and a cute girl, and now we have like the cute Swedish dads, and I love it, and I want them to go to Eurovision just because of that reason only.
It's interesting. I agree with you, and I think, and I wonder whether they've chosen this route because it has more wider appeal, especially if they were to get into the final. We'll find out next week in the semi-final. Jeanette, this certainly does have impact. You can't forget it in a hurry, and they deliver an absolutely phenomenal vocal. You have to kind of be in the rock genre. You've got to like that kind of style, but they've kind of expanded it out to be a bit more pop friendly. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts. What can Jeanette say about this? Well, I'll be nice and say that Pretender was actually better. I did like this. It was nice with a real up-tempo, tough-going song. It woke me up. And they really went for it. They gave it their all. And if you compare this to Angelino, you can see there's a big difference being a newbie and being an experienced band that's been around for many, many years. You can see it in how they perform. Regarding being Swedish dads, I'm not sure I want them if they look like that. So, no. Sorry, Lena.
You're just thirsty for the young boys, aren't you? That's what it is.
Completely.
I think I'm just going to start calling you a MILF.
Everybody's a boy. Am I right or am I right? Yes.
Well, I can't comment.
And if there's
I can't
anyone
comment.
there- Toy boys, welcome to Sweden.
Gina, you cougar. Let's move on. Elliot, this I thought this was good, and I would have had this in my qualifiers. Can you see this getting through from the semi-finals to the final next week? Because it's got strong competition in that semi-final, but I just feel like it's a bit more digestible this year.
I'm going to say no. I think out of the 8, I've got this about 6th next week. And it's because that semi-final is really bloody strong, to be honest, with some very good singers. You know, you've got Torna, Anna, Alvaro, Lisa, you know, there's your 4. And then you've got Teos as well. It's like one of those 5 are going out and they all deserve a spot in the final. And that's before you even put in Lillasyster. Yeah, I prefer Pretender. I think for me, this was too polished for Lillasyster, and I was disappointed because they were very unapologetically themselves, it felt like last year Pretender. It was them, it was impactful, it was in your face. This, it felt like they diluted who they were in their sound to appeal to more people, and I get in this voting demographic, that's what you need to do. But what they did last year was fine. They still advanced on this voting system last year to Andre Johnson, the semi-finals we're now calling it. And they still unfortunately went out. And yeah, I prefer it when like Lillasyster are just more them. This didn't feel them to a point, and I kind of just lost interest because it's a bit cliched lyrics, you know, we'll keep fighting till our days are over, and all this stuff. Like, it's a bit Nickelback, wasn't it? Wasn't for me.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good comparison, Elliot. Nickelback, yeah, it was a bit more Nickelback, maybe a bit more cutthroat last year. Gustav, final right of reply for yourself on what the panel have said, and same question to you, I guess. Do you see this as a potential qualifier next week?
Hell no, this is so bad. I was going to say Swedish grandpas because this song they are not old, but this song feels old. I just don't like it at all. I can't remember it. This was my toilet break. And I had this dead last with you and that other guy, Stuart.
When that other guy, Stuart. Explain.
The tenors. Stuart was one of them.
I knew that Stuart was on Melodifestivalen. I knew it.
Well, interestingly, this finished with 65 points, and Angelino finished with 37 points. So there was quite a difference between the bottom 3 and the semi-finalists. So Sweden really decided that this was an absolute qualifier for the next round. So we're going to see it again next week, or we'll find out whether Sweden decides to send it to the final, because 4 songs out of the 8 will go through next week. Let's not forget that. Okay, that was the first of the semi-finalists. Perhaps a bit of a surprise is the second semi-finalist. It's Anna Bergendahl with the song Higher Power. That's right, the Eurovision 2010 star for Sweden makes her 4th Melodifestivalen performance. Last year, or sorry, not last year, 2020, because 2 years have now merged into one, haven't they, during the pandemic? Who can remember last year? 2020 with the song An Absolute Bop, Kingdom Come. This is, I think, a bit more country-inspired pop. And I have to say, as always, the Queen delivers an incredible vocal. It was stunning. I see your higher power eyes. Yes, we do, Anna. Yes, we do. Lovely black and white backdrop going on. I'm going to have to go. Sorry, Gustav. I'm going to Sean first because Sean absolutely adores Anna, and I'm keen to hear what he thought, and also why this is only a semi-finalist.
Oh no, I can't believe it. I thought she was going to go straight through to the final. I definitely one of the best 2 songs of the night, and I just love it. I love her. Very powerful song, like you say, country vibes. Gotta say, I'm not a fan of her outfit and the big floppy cowboy hat and the brown horrible. Almost like I don't know.
Sack.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but thanks for that. Yeah, but I just love it. I just think it's brilliant. She said recently that she's got some unfinished business, with Eurovision as Anna, and I think obviously because she didn't qualify for the grand final in 2010, that she wants to keep on hopefully coming back. Please come back as often as you can, Anna, and try and get through and represent Sweden again and get through to the grand final. Although I absolutely love this song, I don't think it's as strong as Kingdom Come or Ashes to Ashes. But it's a damn good song regardless, and it was definitely, in my opinion, one of the best two songs of the night. So, yeah.
Thank you, Sean. By the way, just on the outfit, it's very Ines Estonia 2000. If you go back and have a look at what Ines wore back in 2000, there's a very similar style. I like it, actually. I have to say, I thought it was very, very nice. Let's go to Gustav, because Gustav is also a mad Anna fan. I was a bit surprised to see this not directly qualify, I've got to say. I also agree with some of the comments. I'm not sure it's her strongest entry, but it is still very, very good. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. It's a really, really good song. It's not as good as Kingdom Come or Ashes to Ashes, but it's still a really good song. I mean, for me, Anna could sing whatever she wants, and I would still vote for her. I voted as much as I could yesterday, and I was a little bit disappointed that she didn't go through. But I also kind of had a feeling that she would end up in the semifinal, and it doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would. But Anna is a star, and I will always support her, no matter what she does.
Thank you, Gustav. So we got the slightly biased opinions out of the way. Now we're going to talk to the other panelists for a slice of reality. Let's go to Jeanette. Jeanette, she didn't participate last year. She brought an absolute bop with Kingdom Come the year before. Was this the right song for her to return to Melodifestivalen, in your opinion?
This is not as strong as the other two. If she would have had Kingdom Come this year, I think she would have won the whole Melodifestivalen without any competition. But this is a good song, but it's not as strong as the other ones, which concerns me. So I don't think she's going to win this year. It's going to be a great Melfest final. This is a little bit too weak. Still good, but not as awesome as the other ones. I also like her very much. Her voice is amazing, and it's always spot on. So you can't really say anything bad about it. It was really, really good, and I hope the best for her. I hope she makes it to the final.
Thank you, Jeanette. I'm sure she will, actually. I certainly can't see a scenario where she doesn't, but let's find out if the panel agree. Elina, can you see this qualifying from next week, and what were your thoughts on the overall song?
I love the song. It's not as strong as Kingdom Come, like we all said, and I'm still licking my wounds from that song because that was my winner, and I still listen to it like every week, and also I love Anna. So, but I hate the head. Like, skip that head for me. It breaks the song so much, and also did Lorraine not go to like a semi? And then win Melodifestivalen? Is Anna on the same path here? Or maybe I'm missing something? Like, could she win it by this way? I don't know.
Breaking up the place. Thank you, Elina.
It has only been like Robin that's made it from a semi-final and then made it to Eurovision.
Okay, thanks.
That's the only one who hasn't gone straight through. That's gone to Eurovision, I think. You guys know better than me.
And you be the judge. So, Anna,
skip
Ines.
the head.
There you go. See, it's been done before. Who wore it better? Probably Anna, actually. And finally, Elliot. This again, it's kind of Schlager. It's kind of country pop Schlager. I like it. I think it has mass appeal. Sadly, only got 73 points though, which was a bit of a shock. And yeah, not every single voter seemed to appreciate this. Interestingly, those from the age 60 to 75 plus did. They all gave it their 12s. And everybody else gave it an 8 or a 5 if you're age 16 to 29. What went wrong with the voting, in your opinion?
I mean, ever since this has come in, it's the same thing with Anna. She appeals to the grandmas. Like, her highest votes come from that 60 plus every single time, and especially when she does a song that is country driven. Look, I love Anna Bergendahl. This Is My Life is one of my favourite Eurovision songs of all time, and it was for the longest time as well. So I'm a huge Anna fan. This was a letdown. And when she's got those first 2 12s, I did instantly think they're doing this for drama because someone's going to come and take that spot off her, like it happened with Lisa and Faith last week. I instantly got worried that, oh, this is going to happen, and she's going to fall into the semi-final like she did with Ashes to Ashes, and she's going to fight her way into the final. And that's the thing. If she has unfinished business with Melodifestivalen and Eurovision, she needs to come back with something like Kingdom Come. She knows that is her biggest hit. She knows that was successful. She knows that's what made her a contender 2 years ago. And it just feels like Bobby Lundgren and Thomas Giersen have just gone, here's this song, let's just give it to Anna. She'll sing it. People will love it because it's Anna Bergendahl. And we don't really care if she's competitive or not. It's not competitive. This song isn't competitive. Like, the big hat, which then flew off at some point, like it's like a comedy cane, just like took it off her head. The giant horse in the background on the LED. The fact she did look like she's wearing a fashionable burlap sack as well. I'm disappointed because when you see Anna Bergendahl's name come up in the 4th semi-final, you instantly go, oh, she's got something here. Then the fact they're keeping her to the last semi-final, and this was disappointing. This will probably advance, but then be like song 2 in the final, and probably come about 9th. Like, I'm really, really disappointed in this. Like I said, I love Anna, but this is her weakest entry. She's sent to Melodifestivalen. She sings it amazing, like what Gustav said. She could sing anything and make it sound amazing. She could sing Your Will and make it sound beautiful. But this song isn't it. Like, come back next year, Anna, with another song like Kingdom Come. If you really want to prove yourself and win Eurovision, you can with a song like Kingdom Come. So just bring something like that back. This is not going to do anything in the final, sadly, and it pains me to say that because I do love Anna.
Thank you, Ellie. I'm just going to bring back Gustav and Sean because I kind of have to, given that they are such mad fans. Just on the staging itself, I think there's room for improvement there. I love the backdrop. I love the horses. I love the black and white kind of backdrop thingy going on. But I think there's ways they could probably elevate the song. There you go, Don. Another drink for you. A little bit further. Sean, what could they do you think, to just make some subtle improvements for the semi and maybe the final?
Change your outfit.
Skip the hat.
I don't know. Does it need some dancers? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't want to say the phrase polish your turd, but
they need to make it brighter. It was all very dark.
Yeah, it was very dark. It was very dark.
They need to add more light to this performance.
Yeah.
This is the whole thing with Melfest. There's been a lot of performances this time around in these 4 heats that we've seen that you think that the quality has slipped that little bit, and I think it goes back to, we're missing Mr. Bjork again, aren't we? I think. But,
maybe, but either way, Anna's.
It's not just a song. It's not just a song with this. It's the whole team, isn't it? It's the whole team surrounding Anna. This isn't Anna's fault that she's not got as good a song as last year. There's, she co-wrote it with. One of them was what's he called? Thomas. Forgot his name. Who's the guy who wrote the song?
Thomas Giersen.
That's it, Thomas Giersen. I couldn't remember his name, but he also wrote Ashes to Ashes and Kingdom Come as well. So a good pedigree there. But why are they giving her this song when I'm sure that they've probably got something else that they could have given her?
Actually, I think the song, when you listen to it on streaming services, is actually really strong. I just think I think the performance is lacking something. Maybe dancers, maybe a different backdrop, maybe they've got time to make a few subtle changes. We've seen that in other acts over the years, and I'm pretty sure Anna made a few subtle changes with Kingdom Come, by the way, by the time we got to the final. So anyway, we're going to find out in a couple of we're going to find out in a week's time. She's back next week. That was Anna Bergendahl with the song Higher Power. We're going to move on now to a direct qualifier. This is Medina, who came second last night. That's right, legendary Swedish hip-hop group Medina are back, recently reformed, to make their comeback at Melodifestivalen. I well, I would love this because it felt like a sports chant. I felt like I was back in a World Cup, listening to I don't know, a whole stadium kind of blurt this out because it's very inspiring and uplifting and something you'd sing in the pub, I think, to be honest. So I can understand why lots of different people enjoyed this. Let's find out if my panel enjoyed it. Elliot, let's go to you first.
Yeah, so this week I kind of broke my rule and I watched the clips and also listened to one clip. When I saw the staging of this, I was like, yeah, here's the Swedish banger, which always normally goes under Chanson, but then does well in the final, like Anna's Don Demina or Shuffler or things like that. And yet they had a great time on stage, and it's hard not to enjoy it when they're enjoying it. It's got that sort of, say, World Cup sort of sound, which we haven't heard for a long time, and they've sort of brought it back. It's nothing new, but it sounds different because we haven't had it for a few years. This was a party. It will close the final in 2 weeks' time. It's nice, to have a song like this in the final because we do need it. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. What I found very interesting when I looked back on this is that Medina, this is the same team who wrote Liamu's song, including Medina. They wrote Liamu's song as well and done the music. So they're now competing against the song they wrote in the final, which is very interesting. And I must admit, I want this one to finish higher than Liamu. I think it's a better song. But I just found it very interesting. The same team, including themselves, have got two songs and they're competing against one now. And they didn't expect it last night. Their reaction said, that was genuine shock. And I think that's really heartwarming as well. Like when you see a newcomer doing so well in a strong heat, well, when a strong named heat, that's always endearing. But hey, it was fun. I really enjoyed this. So can't wait for the final where they just have more fire.
I enjoyed it too. I could see this growing, actually. I could see people get behind this. Let's go to Gustav. Gustav, this feels to me like a Swedish Swedish soccer song, football song, and something that everyone can get behind of all age groups. What are your thoughts?
I wouldn't know anything about soccer, but this is a bop. This was so much fun. I loved it, and I have been listening to this and Cornelia all day. I just can't help myself. This is not what I usually listen to. It's actually far, far, far away from what I usually like and listen to. But it's something with this song that is so catchy, and I just can't help myself. It's so good.
Thank you, Gustav. So, 4 sets of 12 points in the app vote from ages 3 to 44. So it has a very broad appeal. Can anyone see this as a potential outsider to win Melodifestivalen this year? Because I could see it.
No.
It won't win, but it'll take enough points off the big hitters to decide the winner.
Yeah, it could be an interesting final. They could get some points that maybe somebody else should have gotten. But it's a strong entry, and they had lots of fun, and you can feel the energy, which made everyone very positive. If they have fun, we have fun, and it's catchy, and we all like to watch soccer, except Gustav. And I like the performance, but I think they should have made it to the semi-final instead of the direct to final. That would be. I wanted Anna to be direct in the final instead, so it was a bit of a surprise. But it's going to be a great 3 minutes on stage in the final, and everyone's going to be cheering for them. So
yeah,
well done.
I agree. Same question to you, Elena. Were you surprised that this made it direct? Because for me, it feels very much a bit like Bade Nachna, the song by Samir and Victor a few years ago. There was, for me, when I heard it, I thought, okay, I can see the comparison here with these two songs.
Yeah, I had also like Samir and Victor vibes, but then again, I love them. I listen a lot to their songs, so this was straight up my alley, and I liked it. For me, it was the perfect thing to go direct to the final, and I just loved their reactions. They were like not expecting it, and I think also not expecting it from that age group, because their reactions when the 3 to I don't know what age came, they were like
9 or something.
What is
3 to 9
happening? They like the song, so that's the best thing that happened with that song for me.
Thank you, Elena. And finally, Sean. I mean, this effectively knocked Anna out of direct qualification. 84 points for Medina to 73 points to Anna Bergendahl. So that logically is the reason why she didn't make it direct. But I can see why so many people voted for this. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, first time I've listened to it, well, watched it last night. I've got to say, I hadn't got a clue what it was about. I couldn't even put a finger on what genre you categorise it at. And I didn't have a clue why it got right through to the final. But maybe that was the vodka, to be honest, that had kicked in. I think, to be honest, today when I watched it a second time, I can see the appeal of it. Of course I can. It's massive. It's upbeat. It's got that big chanting anthemic sound, cheesy dancing in the background. It'd be interesting to see how it does in the final, because if they do play it on last, and if it does win, do you think they'd send it in Swedish to Italy? Or would they convert it into an English language song?
Or why not in Italian?
I don't think people are that desperate to sing in English anymore. If we look at last year, 4 of the top 5 sang in their own native language. There's not a market, there's not a unique selling point or importance to sing in English anymore, in my opinion, because you can do well singing in your own language. Keep it in Swedish, it's fun.
Yeah.
But then again, Elliot, like that was France and Italian-speaking songs. We're talking about Swedish, a lot of European...
Ukrainian. Go away. How many people know Ukrainian?
Yeah, but then, I mean, I don't think like the Benelux would love a Swedish song. I would, but I don't think that there's really a market for like Swedish. Oh, here we go.
Het lijkt erop dat je...
Oops, blooper.
It's once every week, Elena.
Someone's forgot to turn the porn off.
Yeah. Let me just go on.
So don't worry, we'll edit that bit out, Elena, or we'll just give you your own little blooper section. Right, let's move on, guys. Let's move on to the last song of the evening. It's Karl Hammerstrom with Run to the Hills, the winner last night, direct to finalen. And Klara's back, second year in a row. Former Question, of course, makes a third appearance in total in Melodifestivalen and debuted in 2020 with the song Nobody. Klara returned last year with Beat of Broken Hearts, which made the final and finished 6th overall. She does love an outfit, does Klara, and last night was absolutely no exception. It's again Schlager dance pop. I can't work out if it's pop or dance, but it's definitely Schlager. It's got a very hooky chorus. We're going to run to the hills. Gustav, you get to kick this one off.
I love this as well. I don't know what's wrong with me. This was so much fun. And I don't care that she didn't sing it well. I don't care that her outfit looks like a Jan reject from Drag Race. I just love the song so much, and I am so happy for her because I hated her first song. I kind of liked her second, and now she has the best one so far.
Thank you, Gustav. I have to say, I like it. I like it. I like the outfit as well. I like the staging. I love the tree thing going on in the background. The only thing I'm gonna call out now is I thought the vocal was a little bit shaky at times. So I think there is a way that she can tighten that up by the time we get to the final. Jeanette, there's really, really, really good entry on our hands here in Sweden. I can understand why it's the last song of the 28. What were your thoughts on this? Could this be Sweden's representative this year?
There is a chance of it. I really liked it myself, and I did like her last year too. It's up-tempo, she goes for it, she makes a dramatic dress once again. The shoes were a bit odd, but I can take it. But still, she goes for it. It's 110% those 3 minutes. She doesn't stop, pause, do anything. It's just boom, boom, boom. Lovely backdrop. Singing can improve a bit, but it's going to be better in the final. And yes, she is a contender to win, and I love it. Love, love, love. Mwah!
It's definitely got that beat, hasn't it? It kicks in from the first second. Boom, boom, boom. Really hits you in the face.
Already in the beginning, you just like go with it, and then it explodes. And it's amazing.
There's no hanging about.
I'm with this.
No hanging about. It hits you right in between the legs. Boom, right in your bollocks. Off you go. Boom, 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 boom. Sean.
Compose yourself. Really. Oh my god. Yeah, this is definitely the song of the night by a country mile. It's an electropop banger that we're probably going to be dancing to for years to come in all our little Eurovision nights and stuff that we have. A great way to show. She was wearing, it looked like a fiery lobster, didn't it? It looked like a lobster that was on fire. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but yeah. And I love the Miss Piggy style on karate chop, and the dancer went flying. Sorry, got carried away there. Oh, my earbuds fell out. Yeah, she got a spectacular voice, apart from the couple of big bum notes that she hit towards the end, which were really off. But other than that, she's got a spectacular voice. It's a great dancing bang tune that we love, and it'll do really well in the final.
Yeah, I think it will. And I love her. I love the way she moves on stage. Actually, I really like how she performs the song. You know, there's a few dodgy notes. So what? You know, they can improve that. And also, auto-tune is a thing now in Eurovision. So there's not really. There's a lot of energy in the chat room tonight. Keep it coming, people. And by the way, those in the chat room, there's 250 odd of you watching live. Give us a like or a dislike if you think we're talking absolute tosh. And most importantly, leave your comments. Alina, this was a bit of fun, wasn't it?
Yes. Like, when I hear Klara, her songs, I love them. I think they're the best. But when I see that girl performing in Melodifestivalen, every time I think, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I had the same with this song. I love this song. I love it. But I can't stand Klara's outfit. I can't stand the tree behind her. I can't stand the dancer. What are those shoes like? What the hell? Like, just the performance for me so bad. But I love the song, but I hate the performance. And that's a thing I have with Klara. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Thank you, Alina. And thank you, Tom. I don't talk tosh unless it's about Dolly style. Yeah, well, let's not get on to your music preferences. We can debate that later on this week. Jonas Blom says, please don't let her win. I want Cornelia. Well, you know what? Gustav says, all I can now see is a lobster. Yeah, not about that. But we're talking in terms of a woman winning in Sweden, finally, aren't we? Which is very, very interesting because, hey, there's a couple of really strong contenders this year. Elliot, now, you have different opinions on this song. I know this because we've debated them out already, offline, off air, in fact. But before we get to that, this is a very competent song and melody, right? What could be done, do you think, to improve the overall package before the final?
Sorry, I'm laughing at Gustav rolling his eyes and taking his glasses off like I'm about to read a bitch. Sorry, I just saw that funny. Right, so this is why I don't normally do this, because I was like, right, I want to hear Klara's song. I want to see if this is a contender because she's last to go on. So clearly they have faith in her. And in that first minute, I was like, this sounds phenomenal. Like this could win. Like the minute in the snippet sounded incredible. They have no idea what they're doing on stage though. Because in the rehearsal, she had like a Britney mic. Now she's got a handheld mic. The camera shots were terrible last night. They need to fix the camera work. Like whoever signed off that camera work, it was awful. There was a lot of pointless wide shots, a lot of close shots that didn't work. The dancer where she appears for 10 seconds has a seizure, then gets pushed off stage very dramatically and camply, which did make me laugh because she kind of this dramatic falling off stage, but it's not needed. She can sing. And I know there were a few bum notes and we're saying, oh, does that matter? It does, because you could still hear those bad notes over a lot of backing over her. And they were meant to be the big wow jury notes, which she missed both times. I think if someone like Victoria had this song, oh yeah, dead winner, because Victoria can nail those big notes. I'm sure Klara can in 2 weeks, and I'm going to put it down to she was nervous or unwell or something which she hasn't disclosed. But there's a lot of distractions from a very good, very well produced, competent song. Like, I have listened to this all day. This song is very good, and the message is very good, and it's very impactful. It reminds me of like Swedish House and like Bass Hunter. That's how far back we're going, and it is going to be phenomenal if this can win. I can see this being song 7 behind after Cornelia. I think they're going to put Cornelia and Klara against each other, one after another in the final. Can this win? Yes. Would I be upset if this won? No, I think it's a brilliant song. I do think it's a really good song. She needs to improve her vocal, because that's what's going to let her down in the final. She's probably got the best song commercially. She hasn't got the best package of vocal yet, but she could. But they need to do a lot of work in these next 2 weeks to really tighten it up and not make it so distracting, because I agree with Alina. She's in this lobster dress with these hideous boots. Yeah, she looks like a drag queen who made her dress herself. And I know that's her style, but it had no relevance to the song or the LED. Like, I'm just confused. And I hate saying that, because it's a good song and it can win. It could win Eurovision. This song could win Eurovision because it's very marketable. She just needs to improve the vocals and just tighten up the choreography and the camera work. But they've got 2 weeks, so I'll remain hopeful. But this is definitely, for me, the only other option besides Cornelia to win.
Thank you, Elliot. And thank you to the panel. There were your 7 songs this evening for Melodifestivalen Heat 4, people. That's right, we're done. All 28 songs. You've heard them all. But we're going to be back next Sunday for another edition of Melfest Sunday, when we're going to take you through the 4 semi-finalists that have qualified and then walk you through the entire pack and get our panel's view on who they think is going to walk away with the crown in 2 weeks' time. I'm very, very excited. It's funny, you know, about this time last year we were saying, I think Melody Grand Prix in Norway's got this over Melfest. I think this year Melfest probably's got it over Melody Grand Prix. There's been a switcheroonie happen. But that's for next week, and we hope you're going to join us. If you want to join us for some more content before then, however, straight after the German final, Germany 12 points on Friday night at around 10:30 Central European time. Join us live as we'll give our rundown or breakdown of what went on in Germany and whether they have a chance to win Eurovision this year. I'd like to say a huge thank you to the panel. First of all the way from Malmö, it's Jeanette. Thank you very much for joining.
It is. Thank you for having me once again. We'll see you next week, and pray for the Ukrainian people. God bless them.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Thank you, Jeanette, and stay thirsty. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Sean.
Thank you. Can I go to bed now, please?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Have a good week, everybody.
Thank you to Alina from Belgium.
Thanks for having me. I'll see you next time.
Thank you very much to Gustav, all the way from Stockholm in Sweden.
Thank you from the better Swede.
No.
And last but definitely not least, my co-host for this evening. A huge thank you to Elliot.
Thank you. This has been a great laugh. I've really enjoyed this show. And as I wasn't on their show 2 weeks ago, Sweden, please put Torna in the final, because that song is incredible. Thank you.
Good. It's grown on me now.
Yeah, and thank you, Stuart, for steadying this mad ship somehow again tonight.
It's been fun. We got through it. We got through it together. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you Friday back here for Germany, and then this time next Sunday for Melfest Sunday again. Until then, huge thanks to those in the chat room. Click the like button. Make sure you subscribe and ding a dong our bell. Just ting, 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 ting that bell for us, and we'll go live and we'll tell you all about it next Sunday. Until then, mwah! Lots of love. Goodbye.
Love you. Bye.